Finally, Gail's here, and maybe there's nothing romantic between us, but when he opens his arms, I don't hesitate to go into them. His body is familiar to me. The way he moves, the smell of wood smoke, even the sound of his heart beating I know from quiet moment on a hunt. But this is the first time I really feel it, lean and hard-muscled against my arm. "Listen," he says, "getting a knife should be pretty easy, but you've got to get your hands on a bow. That's your best chance." "They don't always have bows," I say, thinking of the year they were only horrible spiked maces that the tributes had to bludgeon one another to death with. "Then make one," says Gail. "Even a weak bow is better than no bow at all." I've tried to copy my father's bows with poor results. It's not that easy. Even he had to scrap his own work sometimes. "I don't even know if they'll be wood," I say. Another year, they tossed everybody into a landscape of nothing but boulders and sand and scrubby bushes. I particularly hated that year. Many contestants were bitten by venomous snakes or went insane from thirst. "There's almost always some wood," Gail says. "Since that year, half of them died of cold. Not much entertainment in that." It's true, we spent one Hunger Games watching the players freeze to death at night. You could hardly see them because they were just huddled in balls and had no wood for fires or torches or anything. It was considered very anticlimactic in the capital, all those quiet, bloodless deaths. Since then, there usually been wood to make fires. "Yes, there's usually some," I say. "Katniss, it's just hunting. You're the best hunter I know," says Gail. "It's not just hunting. They're armed. They think," I say. "So do you. And you've had more practice. Real practice," he says. "You know how to kill." "Not people," I say. "How different can it be, really?" says Gail grimly. The awful thing is that if I can forget they're people, it will be no different at all. The peacekeepers are back too soon and Gail asks for more time, but they're taking him away and I start to panic. "Don't let them starve!" I cried out, clinging to his hand. "I won't! You know I won't, Katniss! Remember, he says, and they yank us apart and slam the door, and I'll never know what it was he wanted me to remember. It's a short ride from the Justice Building to the train station. I've never been in a car before, really even ridden in Reagan's. In the scene, we travel on foot. I've been right not to cry. The station is swarming with reporters with their insect-like cameras trained directly on my face. But I've had a lot of practice at wiping my face clean of emotions, and I do this now. I catch a glimpse of myself on the television screen on the wall that airing my arrival live and feel gratified that I appeared almost bored. Peter Malak, on the other hand, has obviously been crying, and interestingly enough does not seem to trying to cover it up. I immediately wonder if this will be his strategy in the games, to appear weak and frightened, to reassure the other tributes that he's not competition at all, and then come out fighting. This worked very well for a girl, Johanna Manson, from District 7 a few years back. She seemed like such a sniveling, calling fool, and no one bothered about her until there were only a handful of contestants left. It turns out she could kill viciously. Pretty clever, the way she played it. But this seems an odd strategy for Peter Malak, because he's a baker's son. All those years of having enough to eat and hauling bread trays around have made him broad-shouldered and strong. It would take an awful lot of whipping to convince anyone to overlook him. We have to stand for a few minutes in the doorway of the train while the cameras gobble up our images. Then we're allowed inside and the door closes mercifully behind us. The train begins to move at once. The speed initially takes my breath away. Of course, I've never been on a train. as travel between the districts is forbidden except for officially sanctioned duties. For us, that's meaning transporting coal. But this is no ordinary coal train. It's one of the high-speed capital models that average 250 miles per hour. Our journey to the capital will take less than a day. In school, they tell us the capital was built in a place once called the Rockies. District 12 was in a region known as Appalachia. Even hundreds of years ago, they mined coal here, which is why our miners have to dig so deep. Somehow it all comes back to coal at school. Besides basic reading and math, most of our instruction is coal-related, except for the weekly lecture on the history of P10. It's mostly a lot of blather about what we are in the capital. I know there must be more than they're telling us, an actual account of what happened during the rebellion, but I don't spend much time thinking about it. Whatever the truth is, I don't see how it will help me to get food on the table. The tribute chain is fancier than even the room in the Justice building, where each given our own chambers, they have a bedroom, a dressing area, and a private bathroom with hot and cold running water. We don't have hot water at home, unless we boil it. There are drawers filled with fine clothes, and every trinket tells me to do anything I want, wear anything I want. Everything is at my disposal. Just be ready for supper in an hour. I peel off my mother's blue dress and take a hot shower. I've never had a shower before. It's like being in the summer rain, only warmer. I dressed in a dark green shirt and the pants.